Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. What is disenfranchised grief? Disenfranchised grief occurs when the loss being experienced cannot openly be acknowledged, publicly mourned, or socially supported. In some societies and cultures, there are responsibilities for an individual's response to a loss. There is a social context to grief. When an individual is incurring the loss, they will put themselves at risk by expressing the grief and being disenfranchised when the grief occurs. The risk for disenfranchised grief is the greatest among those whose relationships with the item they lost was not known regarding as significant. For example, when your favorite celebrity dies, you are experiencing disenfranchised grief depending on how much significance they had in your life. When a counselor refers to a counseling paradigm, she really means A, she is non-directive, B, she is very directive, C, a treatment model, D, she is not a depth psychologist. The answer is C. When a counselor refers to a counseling paradigm, she really means a treatment model. There are times when us counselors either mix up words or we say something but means something else. This sometimes is referred to as a counseling paradigm, but we actually mean a treatment model. What is depression? Depression is marked by extensive periods of sadness and preoccupation, often extending beyond 2 months, and it is not limited to a single event. Oftentimes, there is an absence of pleasure, anger, and isolation from previous social support systems. Individuals can experience extreme weight loss, insomnia, or hypersomnia. Crying is absent or persistent and provides no relief for their emotions. Professional intervention is often required to relieve depression. A man says, "My life has been lousy for the past 6 months." The counselor replies, "Can you tell me more specifically what has made your life so bad for the last 6 months?" The counselor is using A, interpretation, B, summarization, C, concretedness, D, a depth psychology paradigm. The answer is C. The counselor is using concretedness because they are specifically asking the client, "Can you specifically tell me what has made life so bad in the last 6 months?" She's trying to get the client to identify events that made the past 6 months so lousy and so bad. What is object relations theory? The object relation theory holds that the alcoholic or drug addict is trying to deal with negative feelings about failed relationships. This results from failures, and the addict may experience anxiety, anger, depression, aggression, or post-traumatic stress disorder. Victims of sexual abuse, CSA, neglect, physical abuse, often as a child, will turn to alcohol or drugs to deal with memories of abuse that were suppressed as a survival mechanism. Then it will fester untreated in the person's mind. That is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.